Let's talk now specifically about your diet. Your diet plays a huge role in your productivity. It probably is literally the biggest role of your productivity. Honestly, I'm surprised more like guys on the internet don't actually talk about this. Your diet is quite literally the single most important factor to your productivity and being able to do the work. I tell you right now, if you have a bad meal, like a meal that's bad for you and your genetics and everything before you're about to do your work, you simply will not get your work done. Your brain will just not work. You'll feel like very slow and tired, and you'll end up just like quitting the work. And you probably can relate to what I'm saying. You've had this at certain times. You've not been aware that it was the food that caused it, but you've had this at times when like you wanted to go and do work and you just kind of like, you just feel for some reason you just can't. You're just weirdly like tired. And so what you can do is just consume. So you just kind of watch YouTube videos instead, and you feel somewhat productive, but you don't do that hard task that you needed to do. And I guarantee it's because literally just before you were about to work on it, you ate a meal. I can see that my performance in this video is not as good as I want it to be because I had quite a big meal before this. Like it was about 2.5 hours ago, so I thought I'd be fine because, you know, I've had some time to digest. I even went on a run as well, but literally like I feel it quite thick like inside of me. So it was a big plate of chicken and rice, quite a bigger meal than I've had in the last couple of weeks. So maybe that's like an issue there. And I can feel it myself, like as I give you this advice of like, like digestion's huge, right? The diet's really huge. I'm literally speaking from experience like right now. The reason why your diet makes a huge difference on your productivity is because when you digest food, that is, I think, the single most energy consuming thing that you do, like your body does, is digesting food. When you think about the processes that literally go on inside of you to digest and break down food that you've ate, not only to break it down in your stomach acid to then process it into waste that you'll go poop out, but also to like, you know, use all that energy and transfer it to your muscles and into your blood and all this stuff. It's like, it's a huge amount of processes going on in your body. Why would you want that to happen when you're trying to focus on work? Preferably, you don't want to be digesting food or like, you know, eating food when you're trying to work. Best case scenario, if you really want the absolute 10 out of 10 scenarios, you wake up and you fast and you don't eat anything. You don't even drink anything apart from water. Maybe a bit of like black coffee is fine. That's okay. And then you do your work. And I promise you, if you don't usually do this, if you usually wake up and, you know, you have a slow start to your day and you eat some breakfast and then you work after that, I promise you, if tomorrow you woke up and first thing you made black coffee, no sugar, no milk or anything, literally no sweetener as well, because sweeteners are cope, and you literally just made black coffee, maybe have some few sips, it doesn't taste that nice, but then you go and do some work before you've ate anything, you'll find that you've got like superhuman productivity. If usually you're a guy who has breakfast like first thing in the morning. Because when you digest food, it is such a huge like mental and physical distraction away from your work. If I have a day where I've ate quite a lot of food and I've been more into like the bodybuilding thing and I've been having, you know, massive meals and everything, you certainly make more progress in the gym when you do that. But I find that those days I pretty much get no real work done and I'm just coping for most of the day. I'm like, you know, barely following along to some video on YouTube pretending to be learning or something, but like not even engaged that much. One thing you can do is to think specifically about the meals or the foods that you have that do have quite a negative impact on your energy and your brain power. So there's probably a few certain things that you eat that you kind of know is pretty bad for you, but you still kind of eat them. So for me, like a big plate of chicken and rice, like I ordered it from a Chinese like restaurant, and it's literally, bro, it's one of my favorite all-time meals, like where I live. It's absolutely peng, but I'm literally being honest with you, it's like, I know it's not good for me, I know it makes me tired, I know it makes me bloated, and like the next day I wake up and I don't feel as good. You don't realize how much like food has an impact on you. Learn from my lesson here, learn from my mistake. When you know that a meal or some food isn't good for you, try and avoid it. Like, you know, it's sometimes you still want to enjoy the food like I did today, but it's like, you know, now that I've ate it and I'm just experiencing the consequences of it and I'm just tired and bloated, now I'm just thinking like, how was it even worth it? I should have just had my normal meals anyway. So think of the things that really impact your energy and your focus And just, you know, keep them in mind and try and think, okay, I probably shouldn't eat those anymore. Then think of some of the ingredients that you can eat which don't seem to impact like you at all. So I can give you some examples for myself. Like, you know, big meals just in general wipe me out. Meals really high in carbs wipe me out. I'm just tired, right? Oats especially are really like relentless. Like if I eat a bowl of oats, which have got like, you know, peanut butter or something, I am super tired and sleepy. And when I wake up, if I do nap after eating oats, when I wake up afterwards, it almost feels like I'm slightly hungover. Like literally, like they impact me a lot. Protein powder is the same. I think protein powder like spikes my insulin, or it does something to me that makes me quite tired after I have a protein shake. What's interesting then for me is I know exactly what foods don't actually like harm my productivity and my health and everything. And it's meat, vegetables, nuts, and fruits. That's it. Those things I can literally eat, even like a big steak, I can literally eat it as I do my work, and it doesn't make a difference to my productivity. But the moment I add in like unnatural foods, like, you know, modern day processed shit like pasta, rice, bread, pizza, cereal, oats, the big fucking chicken and rice meals like I just had before, I'm out. I'm literally like tired. I just want to lie down a little bit. I don't want to do the work and stuff. And, you know, you can do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. But if we can set up our lives and our diets in a way that we do feel like doing the work, that's even better, because you bring better energy. You bring like, you know, more of your mental state. So I've like, this has been quite a long process for me to try and find these things out, but I've been able to identify the kinds of meals that I should stay away from and the kind of ones that I should eat. So in the end, like my meals are very basic. I literally just have like meat and vegetables. That's it. Before my workout, I literally just have fruit. Like that's it. That's my pre-workout meal. I literally just have like 2 apples. It's just simple. I've got like a big pile of nuts here. I'll eat like a handful of them throughout the day as well. Like that's it. And I have 4 eggs every single day as well for like healthy cholesterol. My diet's literally so simple, which I know sounds like kind of boring and everything. But when it leads to your business becoming successful, it's like, that's the more fun thing in my opinion. Like, okay, I got to have like, you know, the fun of ordering like a takeout today, and it was delicious. It honestly was delicious. But it's like, this video is probably worse now because my energy's not here and I'm quite tired. It kind of like works because, you know, I'm talking about the thing that I did wrong, so it works, I guess. So it was a happy coincidence. But if I was going to record a video on anything else, or if I was going to do some kind of other work whilst I'm digesting this food, I probably would have just stopped and literally just lied down instead. So the extra like dopamine of like the fun food to eat, which is kind of bad for you, it's not worth it. It's really valuable for you to try and figure out. I can't give you the answer because we're all different with this, but just try and like be aware. And also, you know, as you go through the next few days, just see how you feel 10, 20, 30 minutes after you eat some food, and just see, did it make a difference? Are you still able to focus? Okay, sweet. Whatever you just ate seems to be pretty good for you. But there will be some things that, like a meal that you'll have, and half an hour later you'll just feel so tired, and it'll only like hit you another half an hour later where you'll be like, oh fuck, Hamza's video, like that thing I just ate is probably really bad for me, to be honest. Yeah, it makes sense. And if it's a meal you really like, you won't want to accept it, you won't want to sacrifice it, but it probably is worth the sacrifice, because you can just switch it to another meal that still tastes really nice anyway, but that doesn't negatively impact you. The best productivity you'll ever have is literally when you just wake up, at least for me, like when I just wake up early, I make coffee, and I literally just do deep work, and I stay fasted. I'm going to change up my diet slightly so I can like go over to like 2, maybe 3. I'm on 3 meals right now, but I think I might even go to 2, because I really do like fasting in the morning way more. But then I also like to eat something before workout, especially like fruit and stuff really works for me.